Well, hi, you guys from Quest. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's been a beautiful week. It's going to get a little chillier later, but we're doing well. I just wanted to bring you up to date a little bit on the series we've been in on, we've called it Make Love Not War. It's really about the ministry of reconciliation, of bringing back together things that should be right, but they've been broken. And the most profound and most painful areas of our lives are usually in relationships where those are not reconciled, where there's division, where there's pain, where there's something that's not right, and we struggle with those things. So we've talked about that issue, but we've talked about it also in the area of marriage. We've talked about it in the area of racial reconciliation, and we're going to this week talk about that in terms of the church and how those relationships kind of get sideways sometimes. We've used an equation that I think is really helpful for most people, that really it's all about grace plus truth plus trust equals reconciliation. You know, in this whole process, it seems to me when there's a relationship that's not reconciled, not brought back together, it's either because people are unwilling to give grace or to give forgiveness, or maybe they're unable or unwilling to figure out the truth in a relationship, what actually is, what actually did happen, or people owning and taking responsibility for themselves so that we can come to the table and agree on, at least try to agree on what's truthful. And then if we can't, then can we let it go? And then if we can get there, maybe we can rebuild trust, which is a bridge that's built from both sides and in agreement. And if we can't trust each other, then it's impossible to actually be reconciled to one another. There are some people who are actually untrustworthy. You can't trust them. They have a style or a commitment to taking advantage or hurting people. And it's really impossible then to reconcile. But if you can come to a place where you can build a mutual trust, then you have the potential to reconcile. But it's people who are both willing and able to do those things. Grace plus truth plus trust. And you can reconcile. And that's what God has been all about. It's kind of the central theme of the entire scriptures is the reconciliation of a broken relationship between man and God. That's what the entire story after Genesis chapter 2 is all about in the entire scriptures. And he invites us into the process. He invites us into that experience of reconciling and being part of the reconciliation ministry. Now, this is so core to the human experience and the broken human heart of God wanting to do a transformative work in each one of us. So I want to encourage us all to really dig in and work at it. It's very hard work to reconcile. And I think it's only possible because of the reality of the indwelling Holy Spirit in our lives, that we might respond to Him and be people of reconciliation. So looking forward to this weekend as we wrap it up in talking about reconciling the relationships in a church. But the work won't be finished. This is something that God is doing over and over, deeper and deeper in our lives. Can't wait to see you. I hope you're well. God love you. We love you too.